today you're going to be looking at solving area equations that involve squares and parallelograms. So this is where you're going to be given information possibly about the area and you have to find the base, or it's going to give you the area and the base and you have to find the height. And then sometimes you're going to have an extra step that you're going to need to solve in the problems. Let's look at a couple of simple ones and then we'll look at a multi-step one. This question says that the area of a rectangle is 112 inches squared. So the area here is 112 inches. The base is 4 inches. So then we have to figure out what the height is. You're going to show your work using those lines like we've been practicing. The first line is always your formula. Since it's a rectangle, the formula is that the area equals base times height. We know that the area is 112. The base is 4, so we substitute that in for the b, but we do not know the h, so we leave that variable the same. Then you're going to solve this equation the way that you've solved all equations. So both sides of our equation need to be divided by 4 so that we isolate our variable. Now, 112 divided by 4 might not be something that you're able to do in your head, so you might have to show some doodle work off to the side. 11 divided by 4 is 2. 11 minus 8 is 3. Bring down the 2. So 32 divided by 4 then is 8. So you find then that the height of the rectangle is 28 inches. Let's look at another example of a simple problem. This one, this time, is a parallelogram. And the area is 75 inches squared. And the height is 6 inches. So then we have to figure out the base. We're going to use that same formula. Area equals base times height. The area is 75, so we substitute that in for the A. We don't know what the base is, but we know that the height is 6. So we have that the 75 of the area is equivalent to 6 times b. So the opposite of multiplying by 6 would be dividing by 6. So both sides of the equation get divided by 6. Then we've got 75 divided by 6. Again, this may not be something that you can work out in your head, so you might have to do some doodle work, which is just fine. 15 divided by 6 is 2. We're going to have to add a decimal and a 0. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So then our base is 12.5 inches. Let's look at a more complex word problem. John and Mary are using rolls of fabric to make a rectangular stage curtain for their class play. So we have this rectangular curtain that's on the stage. The rectangular piece of fabric on each roll measures 2.5 feet by 15 feet. So here's our stage, and then we have these rolls of fabric that's 2.5 by 15 feet. The area of the curtain is 200 square feet. So we need to figure out the least number of rolls that they need. So we would be taking these rolls and kind of setting them on top one after another to figure out how many of these they need. The very first calculation we're going to have to do is to find the area of the roll of fabric. Well, it's a rectangle, so our formula is going to be base times height. So we're going to multiply 2.5 times 15. So this might be something that we have to do off to the side. Sorry about that. That we have to do off to the side. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. Put our placeholder. And then we have 25. So you add this together and you get 37.5 feet for this one roll. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to take the 200 that is inside that it takes to make the stage curtain and divide that by 37.5. So I'm going to go, let me make this larger, go over here where I have some more space. So I'm going to do 200 divided by 37.5. Maybe I don't have enough space there. Because we're dividing by a decimal, we have to swoop once. So now we have 2,000 divided by 375. So we're going to need to make kind of an estimated guess as far as, what to start with. So I'm going to think about 3 going into 20, and I'm going to try 6. So let me do 375 times 6 and see what we get. 42, 45, 18, 19, 20. Nope, too much. So then I know it's going to be 5. So 375 times 5, 37, 15, 1875. So I'm going to put 5. 5 times 375 is 1875. So then I have to subtract. 2,000 minus 1875 is going to be 125. So I'm going to add another 0. So now I have 1250 divided by 375. And I'm going to start with 3 and see what happens. 21, 22, 9, 10. Oh, look at that, 11, 25, 5.3. Now I'm going to stop here because when you go to the store, you're not going to be able to tell them, hi, yes, I need 5 3/10 rolls of fabric. That's not going to work. If it's going to take more than 5 rolls, then what we have to do is we have to go ahead and round this up. So the least number of rolls that they'll need will be 6 rolls. They'll have some fabric left over, which is fine, but they need to be able to have enough to make the whole curtain. Otherwise, you're going to see the actors behind the stage, and that's not okay.